Hey student, how to study English vocabulary? Well, that's what I prepared for this lesson. I'm going to show you some important strategies that you need to implement if you want to study English vocabulary more efficiently. If you don't know me very well, hello, I'm teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. If you have already subscribed, hit the like button, that helps the channel. But here we go. Today we're going to talk about vocabulary and how to study English vocabulary more efficiently. I'm going to give you some recommendations and I use them on myself and with my English students, my babies from my academy. And guys, here on my channel, I help specific students, okay? I help pre-intermediate and intermediate students to go from stuck to speaking, in 6 months. And this is the level I like to call the transition level, okay? You're not completely independent, you know vocabulary, but you need more. And you don't know how to put the pieces together to communicate confidently anywhere, anytime. So here, guys, it's challenging to figure out the best way to study English vocabulary completely alone. Because just because you have an app, a vocabulary app in your phone, doesn't mean you are studying vocabulary efficiently. And figuring out that alone, how to study English vocabulary the best way possible is difficult if you don't have any guidance. And I understand that. That's basically how I help my students from my academy. Because in every module of my program, they have vocabulary practice. Not to mention the extra challenges I give them, the workshops I give them. I am constantly bringing different sources, but always focusing on the same strategy. So I give them different sources because I know that you want to understand movies, TV shows, podcasts, conversations in general, interviews, maybe you use English at work. So I like to bring different situations to help my students, but the strategies are always the same. And I always remind my babies, my BSA, that quality over quantity, okay? Quality is always better than quantity. So keep that in mind. They see lots of words inside my program. But it's not about memorizing all of them. It's about understanding people in conversations and knowing how to express yourself confidently. Now, that being said, at this level, what you gotta do is to focus on explanations rather than exact translations. And this was probably the go-to strategy that many beginners used and implemented for a very long time. Even some people watching me right now as pre-intermediate or intermediate students, even some advanced or upper intermediate, really experienced students sometimes fall into this category and fall into this trap of using translations instead of explanations. So guys, if you want to master your English fluency, if you want to go from stuck to speaking and feel more confident, you have to focus on comprehension rather than translation. Even if you need more time to understand a word by doing this, all your process will be happening in English, which is wonderful for you. So some students feel sad, but teacher, if I follow this recommendation, I will be spending too much time to learn one word. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. Not to mention that you will be immersing in English, focusing on understanding English in English. You're making your brain work twice to learn vocabulary in English, interacting with the English language. That's immersion. If you travel abroad to study in England, in the United States, what do you think is going to happen? They're not going to look at you and say, oh, here's the translation. They may not speak French. They may not speak Spanish. They may not speak Greek. So explanations. And I'm gonna show you some recommendations here, okay, to make this process easier. But one thing that I can tell you is, yes, at the beginning you will go very slowly because you need to teach your brain to get used to this, okay, to this process. So at the beginning, you may need more time adjusting to this new kind of routine. Studying English in English, eliminating translation. By the way, get my study plan cycle. You know, I have the link in the description of this video. It'll be very helpful if you need ideas to organize your study routine and eliminate translation, by the way. But anyway, let's keep rolling. So for example, let's say you heard the word patronizing. Do you know the meaning of the word patronizing? Patronizing, that's patronizing. Well, if you don't know, well, you're gonna find out, okay? Because I want to make sure that you learn something new. Every lesson will teach you something different. But let's say you were reading a short article, or maybe you were watching a movie and bang, someone used this word patronizing, okay? So, and there are two pronunciation possibilities, patronizing or patronizing, both are okay. Now, you're going to use my recommendation. So first, you need an English to English dictionary, and you can use Oxford Advanced Learners. That's my favorite. You can use Collins Dictionary. I like this one too. So Collins, Advanced Oxford for Advanced Learners. These are good options. You don't need many, but these are good ones. If you want, I have some recommendations I can leave in the comments, so let me know, okay? But okay, you're gonna type the word, you're gonna search. Teacher, I typed patronizing, and here it is, adjective, disapproving, showing that you feel better or more intelligent than someone else. So you Googled, but teacher, I don't understand very much. What do I do? What if I do this that you're recommending? I Google the word, I look up the word, but I don't understand so well. Well, here's what you do next. Then you go to the example. Then you're going to pay attention to the example the dictionary is giving. And every good dictionary online will give you an example, okay? So read the example, read the definition, the explanation, and then read the example slowly. Don't rush this, okay? You're studying. So here we go. I was only trying to explain. I didn't want to sound patronizing. So remember, the patronizing is disapproving. It's not good. It's not approving. Disapproving. It's bad. Okay? So I was only trying to explain. I didn't want to sound, appear, sound patronizing. So look at my explanation here. He was trying to help. He wasn't trying to show people he is more intelligent. So basically, I will show you the next step, okay? But teacher, I read the example, I went back to the definition, I don't understand. Guys, in many situations, this continuation of I don't understand, it's because you want the translation. So remember, you gotta change this, and it takes time. You will need to build this habit, okay? So what if you don't get it? Check the synonym. Good dictionaries will often give you a synonym, especially if it's a verb, an adjective, okay? Sometimes a noun. They give synonyms. What is a synonym? It's a similar word. So they often show similar words. Let's take a look at the word they give. Maybe you can't read, okay? So I'm going to tell you what it is. Superior. So a synonym for patronizing is superior. So let's look at the example again. And I recommend you change the word you searched for the synonym to the synonym, replace, okay? Replace with the synonym, because that'll help you understand even more. So look at it. I'm gonna remove patronizing, and I'm gonna insert superior. So I was only trying to explain. I didn't want to sound superior. So look, he was trying to help. He was only trying to explain. He was not trying to show people he is more intelligent, that he is superior, that he is patronizing. He didn't want to come across as patronizing. Oh, I hate talking to Linda. She's always so patronizing. Why? She's always trying to show people she's more intelligent, that she is superior. Okay? I can even look at people and describing, oh, I don't like Priscilla. She has such a patronizing smile. Yeah, I'm the best. So see, the next step was check synonyms, okay? And before I continue, as I mentioned, I have an amazing study plan cycle in the description of this video. It'll definitely help students who need to better organize their study routine. So if you need help, this study plan is going to be really helpful. And also my listening mastery workshop with the best recommendations of how to improve your listening comprehension so that you can understand teachers like me, but more than that, not just teachers like me, understand native speakers anywhere, anytime. But other than that, share, okay? It helps the channel grow. Let's keep rolling. What should you do next? Okay, teacher, I checked. I saw the synonym. I have a better idea now. Okay, I got it. What else? Okay. You learned the meaning, but now you gotta use it. So as I always tell my students, to learn a lesson, I must use it. So to learn new words, I must use them. That's how you should study vocabulary in English. So here to help you get ideas, because doing this, becoming accustomed to this practice takes time. Maybe you never do this. Maybe you just check the words and move on. But now you're changing the way you study. You're creating examples. You're trying to use the lesson you study. So this may take time for your brain to be like, oh, so that's how we do it? Okay, I need time. Respect that. It's natural, okay? So you're going to follow this recommendation to help you get started. And I, to this day, do this, okay? I love doing this. And I recommend you do too. Which is, before you create your examples, try to find more phrases. Because usually dictionaries will give you one example, sometimes two. But I understand you may need more. And I agree, in this case, to help with comprehension, quantity may help. I'm not talking about 100, okay? Quality. So maybe you need 2 more examples to really help you grasp the idea, okay? So here's a recommendation how you're going to do it. You're going to use the website sentence.yourdictionary.com. I use this. There's no sponsorship here. I'm just giving you a recommendation of a website I like using. Okay, I don't gain anything from this. So you can support my channel by getting my study plan cycle, y'all. Now, you're going to go to this website, sentence.yourdictionary.com, and there you're going to type the word you wanted. Not a phrase, a word. Maybe a phrasal verb, okay? Then it's fine. But type the word you were searching in the dictionary, that you were looking up, and then you will find many phrases. Keep in mind that you need to make sure that you find that you understand the type of word, because this dictionary is nice. Yes, it is very nice, but sometimes it'll give you examples of verbs, expressions. So pay attention to the type of word you're searching. A common mistake among students at your level. This is so common that the first module that I give my babies when they join my academy is types of words in the grammar part. Because I know this confuses many students at your level. You don't pay attention to the type of word. So when you're searching the meaning and searching the example, you got to study the type of word. What type of word you're searching? Patronizing is an adjective, but depending on how you use it, it can be a verb. So watch out, okay? So you will analyze the examples. And after you see one example here, one example there, another one here, you will create your own. So you are inspiring your brain. Because some students feel like, oh, but I don't have any ideas. So how am I going to create? Get Inspiration, get inspired, find examples and then create your own. And in these examples, what I also like doing is replace. So I'm reading the example here. Maybe it's too small for you, I understand, okay? So Elizabeth, she eyed him, not sure his patronizing tone wasn't meant to rile her. Let me see if I can. Yes, to rile her. Yes, to rile her. So her patronizing tone, her superior tone, her patronizing tone, her voice, her tone, superior tone, patronizing tone. So replace with the synonym to help your brain. Oh, okay, I got this. Okay. And then after checking some examples, because this dictionary will give you many. Don't focus on quantity, focus on quality. You got the idea. You feel ready to create your example. Go for it, okay? That is awesome. Now, important things to consider. Don't study random words. Like I'm giving you right now. That's random, patronizing. I didn't give you a context, a situation. I just gave you a word. But here, keep in mind, I'm showing you a lesson. I'm just giving you an example. What I suggest is learn new words based on context. So never study vocabulary alone. Connect your practice with a different skill, such as reading and listening. That's better. So you listen to something in English. After you do your listening exercise, your comprehension exercise, then work on vocabulary. Okay, that's how you're going to do it. Same thing with reading. That's good. Now, if you decide to work on random words or maybe a vocabulary lesson, like tomorrow, no, like last week. I think last week I made a video showing different ways to say you're hungry. So it's just a vocabulary lesson. So in your practice, to help your brain contextualize, you're going to include writing and speaking. And maybe talk about the last time you were starving and you couldn't find anywhere else to eat. Or like me, like a few years ago, I met a friend and I was starving and we couldn't find a restaurant and I almost fainted. See? Context. I told a story of once I was meeting my friend for lunch. I was starving and we couldn't find a restaurant and I nearly fainted. I had to walk into a candy store and buy myself a candy bar because I was feeling sick and dizzy. Context with my speaking. So you can do that as well, okay? Write by hand, don't simply type words. That's why I'm not a big fan of vocabulary apps, okay? I don't have anything against them. It's just that I prefer writing instead of typing, okay? You remember what you write, you forget what you type. And finally, understand the type of word you're studying. Depending on the type of word, when you search for examples, the meaning and how to use it may change. As I said before, is it an adjective? Is it a noun? Is it an adverb? What kind of word are you searching? You need to understand that, okay? Now, guys, all I ask from you is share this video with a friend, It helps the channel, but you're also helping someone. Hit the like button and get my study plan cycle. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.